Money and Markets as a show is committed to sharing with you stories of those that have made it in business as a way of inspiring you and actually asserting that belief that is possible in the world of business despite the many odds associated. Today we have the story of Bella, the proprietor of Bella Wines, who is going to share with us how she has been able to walk the journey and sit where she's sitting today.
This is a business that started from my kitchen with 5 liters. From the kitchen to the garage, from garage to rented press, from the rented press to a bigger rented press, and again now to my factory. The market started with my relatives. I worked with finance for 30 years. So that was also my first market. After improving the packaging from jerrycans and plastic bottles, I started packing bottles like this. So I now started moving to supermarkets to compete with the imported wines. I covered Kampala, and when I say I, it is I. Because I was doing the marketing, the driving, the supplying, everything. And my family members were helping me in packaging. So what we did when we reached a certain level, I had to go back at school in order to manage my business very well. So I caught up with my son doing A level. We did the bachelor together. He took finance and he took management, and that's how we have managed the business. So from the market covering Uganda, Kampala, I started now going around Uganda, covered Uganda, started going around East Africa, covered East Africa, then went to Congo. To Sudan I have not been to, but the products, you know, when you go up to Arua, you get those who receive and you take them across. And also we made sure we made small packaging which can also go to, you see lorries packed in Chikubo from Sudan, Congo, where. So those are the ones who take it across. After that, I started now going abroad. It was hard. It is not easy to go around East Africa marketing your own products. Nobody will even believe you. But I was helped by marketing, which was a Netherlands company, together with the Uganda Export Promotion Board. They would go to, let me say, to Kenya with my products, show them every distributor they show. Then I'm invited, I go and explain more. They give you a car, somebody to interpret, to speak the language properly to them. Then that's how I managed to market it. It is a business which is blessed. You find people want to give a hand, you go abroad, people are what? Like now getting this award from Malaysia, I didn't know it would happen. I went to Russia. I've been to Russia 4 times. We have one from pineapple, we have another one from hibiscus, we have 3 tomato, we have mangoes, we have passion fruits. We did research when they said the medicinal wine from Marakwang. I came to realize they meant hibiscus. This hibiscus. So some Mzungu had already introduced it to me. He brought seeds from UK. He made his research around Uganda and found it can go in the eastern. So since now he had introduced it to me and I've seen that it has a medicinal wine, it can make a medicinal wine, we tried it. You see, we are adding value. By the way, they reward scientists, but for us also, we are scientists. If I can get this hibiscus and make a juice like this, which is very healthy, which has marketed us internationally, then from this one, we make this wine, the hibiscus wine. And proudly, we are the first one to pack like this, a cask in East Africa. So what I have done, which others have not done, I've been very patient. This is now 20 years, but I've never put money free in my pocket to go and enjoy. but I feed the business. I work for the business. Then quality. When you have quality, you and patience, you just give people time. They have taken your product. What is the effect? I've traveled around the world. I've not gone anywhere for a visa. They bring me the visa. Another achievement, when I worked with finance. So working with finance for those years has also helped me. Now, where I say it is an achievement, because I am now the boss, and all the challenges we are going through as a worker in finance, I don't want my workers to go through them. So it has also helped me to maintain workers. I make sure they have breakfast, I make sure they have lunch, I make sure they have transport, I make sure they have enough salary. I used to rent, but now we are in our own, even the office is our own. I have here my wine is nice. What? Ugandan wine? No. I said, okay, you just test it. Even when he's getting the glasses, but that's hard for me. So it was a big challenge. Now you have to lose the road. I was moving everywhere with the samples. So it took me time to put money in my pocket. You have to lose the road. And another challenge now, because people don't know the wine, in the supermarkets, in the wine and spirits shops, they had only imported. Now to convince them to put the local one, it was also not easy. So it was to give, I'm getting the packages from abroad, because there were some cokes which are not made here, and even these series. But now I give out on credit. It was a very big challenge. And also I had challenge of having no transport. You find you are walking with the wine, people can't trust you. So I had to go to Chamatos and ask a car on credit.
Well, we've heard about the term austerity, where governments, of course, try to manage their expenses because of the tight situation that many economies find themselves, globally. In fact, there are some reports that are already pointing to the fact that the world economy is headed for a recession, if it's not there yet. Now, the same principle clearly applies to household incomes and expenditures. The way you manage your expenditures, especially at this point in time, will be critical in ensuring that you're peaceful tomorrow. And that is the focus of our attention today. How do you manage expenses to stay afloat?
Tough times require tough people or tougher people, and require tough measures. Being that prices of everything has gone high, it means households need to learn to budget, need to learn to live within their means, need to learn to avoid wastage, and where possible, Uganda being an agricultural country, we need to start ensuring that we also carry out some agriculture. I know even if some of us are in Kampala and the city center, but still you can be able to grow some vegetables and other crops that can be able to sustain you. Such times require for tougher people and tougher measures. You need to sit down with your family, analyze your budgets, analyze how much are you spending in terms of food, because we all have to eat, and most times we do a lot of wastage in that area. So can we see how much food we can eat on a day so that we are not able to have leftovers and what have you? Can we be able to analyze all our expenses as a family and find ways of how we can fit within our budget? Like said, tough times call for tough people and tougher measures. These are times where you need to make sure you have many avenues of getting in finances. You must make sure there are many things around you that may be not in use. Many people have some rooms, some houses, some rooms, some space that can be rented out, but also Uganda having a very good climate and a cultural country, we need to consider that we all carry out some form of a culture. I know most of my friends love flowers so much, but where you have a flower, it does not hurt if you put a spinach, if you put a carrot, if you put a watermelon. Probably that can help you push out of these times.
Well, just mention any problem or challenge, and I can tell you there's an application for it. Take, for instance, wedding. It is one of those challenging moments for many people. Of course, the planning, managing the expenses, and the like. I can tell you today there are applications that have been dedicated to just solving problems associated with weddings. Take a look.
Neon Planet is a wedding planning company that seeks to make doing weddings very easy. So what we have done is we have created a website. For now, it's a website, and that website helps you navigate the process of planning your wedding. Basically, you can plan your wedding online, wherever you are in the world, and as long as you're planning it in Uganda. Nyom itself means marriage for those who come from the Luo side of the country. So we are creating a marriage planet, if you may. What inspired me to start this innovation is that I grew up in church. I grew up going to church, and during the process I saw my friends make weddings. People who had money, we had the rich people, so for them they could just throw money at the wedding, and therefore people would run around and make the wedding. Then I also saw people who struggled really. They struggled, they didn't have money, and they didn't know how to procure the services for their wedding. So for me, that experience caused me to think so much about weddings. So Nyom Planet is solving about 1 to 3 problems. The first one is that it solves the problem of looking for vendors. What we have done is that we have listed, we are now coming to 1,000 vendors. We have listed vendors of different categories. So for example, if you look at a wedding and you want wedding cars, we have listed over 40 people who provide wedding cars. If you're looking for a venue around Kampala to do your wedding, we have even gone to the extent of dividing it by the amenities. So if you want a poolside wedding, we have given you a number of venues that do poolside. If you want a lakeside wedding, we have listed a number of lakeside venues. So first of all, you basically have a list of providers for bridal, for saloon, for photography. We have listed them on the site. We have over 1,000. We have over 900, close to 1,000 now. The second thing we are solving is that we have got, apart from getting the vendors, we have even got the information concerning their pricing. So we help you price your venue from those who price at 600,000 to those who price at 15 million. So basically, it eases the process of knowing, with my budget, how much money do I have to do a wedding. So even then, we have made it easier for you to tailor your wedding based on your budget. That is the second problem we are solving. The third problem we are solving is that we are bringing technology. We are introducing technology to the wedding planning process. So what sets Nyom Planet apart from the existing wedding planners right now? We have gone across the country. The other thing that sets us apart is that we have included information around prices.
Well, with that, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Money and Markets. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, like we said, businesses are going concern, so we'd like to keep the conversation going. So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or you just want to see more stories about business, you can visit our YouTube channel and other digital platforms. We have many and more of these stories. Now, like we said, businesses are going concern, so let's keep this going. I've been your host, Charles Boji. Now, from me and Tim, I'd like to wish you a very good evening. God bless.